Hi Pisces, and welcome to your January 2025 reading. This is Capricorn season. All information to work with me one-on-one is below. Website link, schedule link, payment options, all of that is below. Thinking of also adding longer sessions. So take a look there for everything. And let's get right into your reading. It's New Year's Eve, so Happy New Year's if this is something that you celebrate at this time of year. I have some notes, but right now we're just going to go intuitive. This is a big change for you. I mean, it's already been a lot of big change, but this is another change for you. And I just do want to overemphasize having caution with yourself. Oh, this is a lot of cards. Okay. We got your reading out already on the table. Yeah, be cautious with yourself. This is already re-emphasizing that. There's a lot of cards. We got a couple more too. So, entering this time where you are you're being given a lot to think about, a lot to consider. For some of you, this is a lot of opportunities, needing to slow down, needing to commit to something, commit to a few things, not five. And then we have the Six of Wands, interestingly enough, but it's about just being confident of where you're putting your energy right now, because this is a time where you need to trust your own instincts, because everyone at this time of year, so not only is the true node going into your sign, Venus is going to be entering your sign. And for some of you, this is really, if this is a relationship, this is about a relationship. Gosh dang it. I didn't think I'd have to go through this. Okay. If this is about a relationship, this is about giving yourself to the commitment, using that as the discipline that you need around how you take care of yourself, right? Being very cautious with what you commit to, because you're being given a lot of opportunities at this time, confident about them all, right? Just make sure it's right for you. You may have to go through a moment where you may feel like this is, for some of you, it feels like it's too good to be true. And I would really take a good look at that, because it might just be. What I was going to say, because then I was thinking about that just now, which is why I was like, okay, which way do I go with this, is that everyone at this time of year is experiencing something that is a huge part, like the closeout for this year is Mars. But we're closing out something that you have had a long time struggle with, and all of a sudden it just comes out of nowhere and it comes back and it hits you. And for you, that could be, I committed to this, so I'm following through. But why are you doing it? Right? Are you following through because of what a person's going to think about you? Or is it about how you feel about yourself? Do you actually want to? The biggest thing that you follow through right now is with your commitment to what's important for your future, for your confidence. Because a lot is shifting, a lot is happening. You could be also just in a place right now where you don't see the good thing that's right in front of you. Or you're too run down to see it, right? You know, when you're not in the best place, you don't see and always feel and sense some of the best things that are happening around you. It's when you're taking care of yourself, it's when you're committed to yourself, that you can actually feel and be a part of that moment. And what's happening with you is that with your mind, along with your emotions, it's a really big time that you walk away and you move on from something emotionally, because you're gonna remember. And this is a big time for Pisces, because this is something that's huge, that's beginning to shift with you guys into the next year, is that you're able to let go of a pattern that has been long held within your mind, but had at one point dug its way into every other area of you. And now you have this opportunity to shift that and be less attached. You're giving the opportunity to transform by taking the action that you need to. Now that you know, you take the action, and it brings you to a whole new place with yourself. This ability to feel it's funny because I was talking to Leo about being independent, but it's you also being independent of. So this could, for some of you, be really dealing with codependency and learning how, yes, as an empathetic, if you are an associate with being an empathetic person or a codependent person, someone who leans on others, and others' emotions, how they feel, affect you directly, and the very wide and large scale of all of that, or just like feeling a lot or feeling responsible for certain things. It's really important for you to decipher what you're actually responsible for, you, not so much what you think other people have you responsible for. It's important for you to figure out what you are actually and want to be responsible for at this time, because you've already been watering the garden. You've already been working hard on this and that and the other thing, and now you're experiencing like this really, for some of you, it's this really good feeling, and yet you still can't maybe see everything concrete around you, but you're experiencing this uplifting feeling, especially towards the end of the month, but especially in the moments where you really consider yourself. We talked about your energy last month, and that's something that I never want you to forget, so we're going to talk about it again, is that you're always feeding people energy around you. You're an energy that you can feel when you step into the building, into your home. Like, your energy spreads the moment you step in. However, that does relate to what we're talking about here. Now, having those energetic boundaries also give you physical boundaries, give you emotional boundaries, all of the above. And now it's about where your role is in it. Capricorn season's like, okay, where can you take your power back in these ways? What can actually help you? I think for a lot of you, it's going to be a very specific situation, Tarmo on the bottom, like where everything changes. Like it's not necessarily physically. For some of you, it will be physically involved, but your whole perception of what you've been going through is going to shift if you allow it. If you follow the yellow brick road, if you follow the path. I don't know why I thought of that. I know the Wizard of Oz has been like all up in the air lately. Because even a not so great opportunity, or someone who's trying to pull something over on you, or even you like kidding yourself, can turn into an actual substantial money-making idea, opportunity, where you and Libra relate, but in different ways. Libra can make something that wasn't supposed to be romantic into a relationship, right? They just took it and run with them, and it could be the oddest thing for some of them. For you, something that wasn't really gonna be can become something so much larger in your life because you've entered it. And now you're at the point where you realize that, like, oh, I've entered this space, I'm at this job, I'm a part of this community, I'm in this certain family, whether it's your own or your partner's or a friend group, and all of a sudden you realize, like, I like what the role it is, like what you're learning from that experience, what you're giving to that experience, what it's giving to you or not giving to you. And you're starting to develop this understanding that the five of wands here, and then having the 5 to the 10 of swords, and then we also have the 6 of wands, which is right after, is the less that you're wishy, like, so this is also about you being like going back and forth or not making decisions. This is a time where you're going to tap into that inner Virgo, your opposite sign that you need to integrate. And you're going to start to make very clarifying decisions. And it's going to be based off of how confident you feel. So just tapping into that in a normal day, regardless of whoever's going, it's about you and your life and the refreshing moments you need for yourself. And not defaulting to decide, not waiting to decide, not deciding because you're secure. Because you know you have more, entering the year, you have more clarity of vision. It's not that any fight or argument or within yourself or with another or disagreement is only bringing you closer and clearer to where you want to go. So if you're experiencing that a lot right now, just know that it's because Venus entering your sign and the node want to direct you towards abundance and love and opportunities and material success and the right relationships, right? So whatever's happening now, and if it feels like it came out of nowhere for some of you, it's been waiting to be addressed. It's not come out of nowhere. It's been sitting there. It's something you've addressed before, and now it's time to get to it. Because you want to know and feel very secure and very understanding of where you're going right now. You have this deeper desire to feel that way, and you're moving on from being unconscious to that. You're saying no in a big way that feels very different. Not that you're not someone to be out of control, but it feels out of control for you. But then at the same time, you realize how much you're holding on to now, how much space you have. You can look around with ease. Maybe even your body starts to feel better. You start releasing things. You cry. You experience great triumph or joy, and like you've overcome some fucking challenge. I said Virgo, right? And now you see directly past anything that was just there to seduce your ego and more towards like, oh, this is something I want to wake up and do every day. Saturn's been in your sign. It's going to be moving out, but it's still there now. And it's about you've been learning, like, what do I actually want to wake up and do every day? What don't I have a choice about? But what is time given you? And what does this time require of you? And it requires you to give yourself this chance to see already what's surrounding you, what you have to work with, the abundance, the relationships you've created, the value that you've created. Even for some of you, you'll realize like, oh my God, the space that I created or what I've done here physically, with what I have or with what I've wanted, I've really done something. And there's just like this very sure feeling about whatever it is that you're continuing to create at this time, whatever, and even about what you're letting go of. Like, you're so sure of it, like, you know, because it's in those moments where you then become so attractive to other people. But the confidence and the empowerment part is that you letting go of that attachment of like needing certain validation or attention, which is always, you know, that's going to be in and out. But this is about you understanding that you don't need that, and you notice how you feel when you're around people who are very attractive to you. You notice what really attracts you to other people and what doesn't anymore, more than ever. Things are becoming very clear and aligned. You may meet someone at the right time. Your whole perception is shifting. You may feel weight come off of you for some of you. But it's also being patient. And sometimes being confident about the decisions that you're making, or if there's contracts involved, is about being very thorough. or having someone very thorough who understands help you. You know, getting the support that is required at this time as well will help secure the confidence, will help secure the direction. Because what's very clear about this reading is that entering the Page of Cups is like something that could be maybe the fish is in or out. And then because you committed, because you understand the weight of your decisions, because maybe you feel Venus coming and wanting to give you so much, the world, in a time of huge change where, as a mutable sign, it's so, the change for you is dependent on where you emotionally stand, what you're going through at that time, how good or bad you feel. Relies on what you feel capable of. And this will also help heal not only any unresolved things subconsciously within dynamics, but of course with the one with yourself as well. That's the biggest thing. And it's seeing so clearly, and you can't, and for those of you who try to escape it or run away from it, it's going to feel a lot bigger. It may feel harder for those of you as well. It may feel like a huge triumph, but either way, you're facing something and having to respond in a way where you remove yourself physically from something that emotionally just sucks the life out of you, for lack of a better word. And you have to realize that it's you deciding to stay. A lot of times we're defaulted into a situation because we have, you know, obligations. We have bills, we have children, we have this. Your obligation now is to find a way out, to release it or to look elsewhere. Relationship, career, mindset, needing more self-care, different forms of self-care, needing to spend a little bit of extra money because it's going to pay itself back. Like doing the extra things for yourself right now, even if it's you doing it at home and doing certain things with yourself, whatever it is, whatever you need to do for you or express yourself where you're being seen fully for what you bring. It's really important that you give that to yourself, regardless if it's for a business adventure. It's just that letting this creative energy out is going to help define some things that you didn't realize was keeping you maybe in between phases, stages from settling somehow, maybe keeping you from settling with someone or a career, asking for more money. At the end of the month would probably be a great time, or towards the end of the month, being given another opportunity to make more money. All of that is up in the air right now, and to expand your luck in your relationships too. And just know that whatever changes is for the better. Whatever facades come tumbling down is for the better, because you don't realize what's coming out of this just yet. And you won't until for a few months, but next month you'll have more understanding of the energy, of course. So if you're not confident about your decisions, I'd say don't make it. Don't make it till you're confident. Anyone that tries to rush you right now, just take notice, take it into account. I'm like, okay. And then you start to realize, and then you start to see, and then the more you pay attention. So you understand the vibes and the feelings. So we'll get right into all of this into the next part. Patreon link is below. This will also be there. The new moon reading is up. The new moon's energy is going until the 1st. So take a look at that, and we will see you next month, Pisces. Let's work together. Happy to see you. Thanks for being here. See you then.